Numbered over time. OT, baby! I wondered if the congressman was really ready for that, for the OT. Was that good? Were you ready? All right.
It was good. That was good.
Hard to shock him.
You know, I guess I'm not completely surprised why a conversation about the president-elect tweeting wouldn't light up, you know, online. But I am kind of surprised at all the back and forth. So Miss Nanners on our live chat says, I don't care if he covers the tweets, meaning that reporter who says, I'm not going to cover the tweets, I'll just cover what he does. I will still get them. And isn't that the point that you were making?
Yeah.
Like, any American can see what the president is going to say because he's on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to have to wait 20 years to go through executive papers to find out what was on the president's mind. You will have it right then, and they can't rewrite history. I mean, today a president can say, well, I didn't really say that at the time. Now it's there. I mean, you will know exactly what he felt at the time.
Because I've read that you can't really kill a tweet.
Right.
If somebody captures it, forget about it.
I think it's so interesting to hear other politicians, too, say as well, why would you give up such an effective means of communication? I mean, here you have this tool where you're able to communicate directly with people, you know, not that where, and if you look at how sort of the point of view has changed from when he started this, and it was sort of like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this, is he really doing it? Obviously, he's going to give it up. Like, it's so beneath the dignity of a president. Now we've kind of been through all that, and you say instead, well, look, he has a direct line to the American people. Why on earth would he give it up?
Well, and I just wonder, you know, everybody's, especially Democrats, are criticizing him for his use of it this campaign cycle and now as president. I just wonder, in 4 years, you're going to see all the candidates are going to be tweeting. That's my guess, right? It's going to be a tool used by everyone.
Yeah, I think it's going to be up to President Trump to know when to use it, too. I think you can overuse something. Just say he could overuse. well, in that case, it could be counterproductive. I mean, it's going to be how it's used is going to whether it works for candidates or not. Yeah.
I would like him to stop attacking Saturday Night Live because I do think it's a little juvenile. It's a comedy show, and you're giving them more power to be seen with young people as sort of like the comedic resistance to Donald Trump. And I think there are times when he could censor himself a tad more. He will be our president.
Well, and that show is suffering. I had asked on the air and then got an answer back from our Michael Tamaro in marketing here at Fox News that their ratings are down. And I had said, you know, if the object is to give them oxygen, then that's what it does. If you want to starve them out, then do something else other than tweeting to them.
I think it'll be interesting to see, too. Remember when Melania Trump said that her big issue as First Lady was going to be online bullying, and she was just mocked for that like crazy. Obviously, it's a real issue. It's a huge issue. Any mom knows that right now, that it's terrifying to see what kids do to each other online. You know, that no matter how much you try to monitor them as either what they're doing or what kind of behavior they're receiving, it's very hard to do. But she was so mocked for that based on his own behavior online. It'll be interesting to see if she sticks with that and if there's any sort of, they come together on that
People are so
Emily
mean to
Trex
her.
says on the live chat that, you know, about the tweeting, Trump is the people's president. I think people just feel like an ownership. Like, I wonder if you tweet him, if you're living in Pocatello, Idaho, if he'll tweet you back.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Let us know. Southside 631 says OT and high resolution, baby. We have a healthy number of people on our live chat, and I have just asked illegal immigration / wall comments, and I'll read them. So that's another topic that is going to heat up. We know from recent interviews that Mr. Trump is going to make that one of his top priorities. I don't know. Do you get something done by executive order that way, or do you want more of a bipartisan thing? Or do you need it? Does it matter?
Yeah, you would, because you have to find a way to get the money. Now, we did pass a law back in 2007.
Well, they're going to repay us for the wall, or no?
No, they will do it after the fact, but we have to do the money up front.
You got to pay for it up front.
Pay for it up front, yes. That would have to be done through Congress. But the law is there, so it would have to be put in whatever, let's say, continuing resolution or we adopt, include money in there which could be used for that. But there has to be some congressional action.
What's the temperature right now in Congress about that issue?
I think Republicans feel it has to be done. I mean, he made a commitment on it, and it's hard to be against it if it's part of overall policy. Secure the border. I mean, again, the cost may be high, but the fact is he made such a commitment on that, would really be undercutting himself.
So what are your plans the next couple of days?
I'll be at the inauguration, and in fact, I've been told I'm going to open the Congress on Friday. I'm going to
be,
of course, being the senior Republican from New York, so that's it's one advantage to be around all the time. Which I didn't even know that happened, but yes.
So what do you do? I mean, you go up. Is there something you say, or is the music
I'll find
playing?
out.
We played some Britney Spears for you here.
No, it's inside the House chamber. We actually, Congress has to convene that morning. And then I think we recess to go to the inauguration. It's probably a 2-minute formality, but it's you know, it's an honor to have. I'll be at the inauguration. My family's going to be down there. A load of friends. They're going to open house, and also people have to get there early though, because it's really a big security crackdown in D.C.
And apparently bring an umbrella.
Yeah, you can't.
For Friday, you can't.
That's
Yeah.
Because it's pointed.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell us, though, so how do you see the day rolling out? Because obviously you've done this before. Walk us through your day.
Yeah, I mean, and it really is a celebration. Generally, you go to your office, you have a lot of constituents who are down there for the day, friends are there, and they come either to pick up their tickets or just to come by for coffee and donuts, whatever. Not too much health food, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And come by, and then usually about, I guess we have to go about 10 and 10:30 over to the Capitol, and we sort of file in after the House convenes, and we all line up and go out. And then the lines are going to be long, so people go over to, usually you're there about an hour before it actually starts. People just assembling, and it's a lot of music being played, spirits are high. That's why it so annoys me that these guys aren't going to show up for this. And again, I was there for Barack Obama. I didn't support him at all, but you feel like you're part of America. You're not.
Yeah.
Well,
celebration.
do you think we're also going to see something different in this sense? I mean, President Obama had more than a half a dozen confirmations of nominees for cabinet members on Inauguration Day.
Right.
I know we don't have a crystal ball, but if you have a big number of the 194 House members who are saying, or excuse me, members in Congress who are saying that they are not going to go to the inauguration, as that number gets more approaching that, it just seems odd to me that those Democrats wouldn't go. And does that mean that they're not going to pass these nominees?
Well, fortunately, only the Senate has to vote. I think these are going to be party line votes, and you'll get some Democrats like Joe Manchin and others who will vote with the Republicans,
You think?
and some of the Republicans from red states. I mean, Democrats from red states. But I think it's going to be mainly party line votes in the Senate. Probably somewhere between 52 and then 3 or 4 Democrats coming on. Yeah.
So you think we'll see some on Inauguration Day as we have with other presidents?
I don't know. Only one day left, really. Have to do it.
Yeah, it's just it's
So what do you do after the swearing in? Are you going to
yeah.
watch the parade? Do you go back to give me more? Give me more.
Okay, now you go back to the office, and then this time my wife is coming down. I'm not a big for dancing, as you saw, but we're going to the inaugural ball, and my daughter and her husband, the 2 kids, are going to go to the inaugural ball too.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. That sounds like fun.
And so actually you don't have as much time as you would think because the traffic is going to be so tight.
Yeah.
Security is so much. So probably I'll stay there till 3 or 4 o'clock, go back to the apartment, get ready, and then go to the inaugural ball. But again, it's probably going to be a different mood this year because I never remember any hostility in the past. I don't know. And we had Republicans who really
you mean because of the protesters that are out?
No, just even in the House. I mean, John Lewis is 2 doors down from me. You know, and in the hallway. What do you do when you bump into these people if you're even going to show up?
I don't know. What do you do?
I don't know. It'll be awkward. And again,
Is it really awkward? I mean, because to us, sometimes we don't know what's theater and what's real. Does it really feel yucky?
This can be, well, we've never done it before. To actually say a president is not legitimate, that's crossing a line we've never crossed before.
He did that with former George W. Bush, former president, and so I would imagine that there's some members of Congress who are still around who remember what that was like.
I was there, but I don't remember it. It was no big deal when he did it.
But he said about, as we talked about during the commercial break, every Republican since Bush he has a problem with and thinks is racist, George Wallace, illegitimate, and he's lost his sort of power and ammo to criticize on the other side because when everybody is evil and everyone is racist, no one's evil and no one's racist. And that is the message Democrats should be taking and heeding at all costs because it's how Trump got elected, or part of how Trump got elected.
Megan, you brought up an interesting point the other day. Your past does not absolve you from present criticism.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can be 2 things. You can be a civil rights icon, which no one is saying Congressman Lewis isn't, but he's also a politician, and he's also, should be subjected to the statements he says and the rhetoric he's putting out in the world, and you can be both things at once. And he seems to be getting a little bit of a pass from people, and I don't understand because his words and actions are so incendiary presently.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, before we go, thank you for detailing what you're going to be doing. I'm curious.
How late are you staying at the ball?
That's up to my wife and grandchildren.
Let me know which one you're going to.
I do run to your household.
Yeah,
there are 3 of
I'm
them.
going to one. There's 2 at Convention Center. I'm going to one of them. I don't know which one it is. There's 2 in the same building.
So as you open up the new Congress, I guess officially, really, it will be Monday. Is that right? Or is it really Friday?
No, actually, we opened last week.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, but under the new
2nd
president is what I'm saying. So as you guys kind of get to work next week, what do you see as the first thing that you'll tackle?
Probably starting with Obamacare to some extent. We'll be there Monday and Tuesday, and then we're going to be in Philadelphia the next 3 days. And then the next week we're back, and the Democrats have their conference. So really the busy work will start in about 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I got to say, on Monday, because of the security, I'll probably leave my apartment about 6 o'clock in the morning. They'd tell all of us to be there well before 8 o'clock.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be
All
safe.
right.
Have fun.
Enjoy.
There you go.
Thank you for being
back here tomorrow.
Great to be here.
All right.
Thank you.